Businesses are slowly reopening in Evansville and some activities are returning, but it is anything but normal. And the mayor believes that's the way it should be. And right now we get a chance to talk to him about this. Evansville Mayor Lloyd Winnecke, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you being with us. We are seeing some things return, some businesses opening, but we're also continuing to see some cases added to the daily count in Vanderbilt County. Does this concern you?
You know, Shelley, the reason cases are growing, and they're growing at very small numbers. I haven't seen today's number, but yesterday I think there were just 4 or 5 new cases in the entire county. There is more testing going on, so as there are more tests, there will be more positive cases found. But I think we need to look at our situation relative to the rest of the state and relative to the rest of the world. Our numbers are really, in Vanderbilt County and actually all of Southwest Indiana, are really strong compared to other regions of the state.
Especially per population, absolutely. We have opened some businesses here, but I think a message you really want to get out there today is that even though those businesses are open, people should not let their guards down.
Absolutely. We have to be vigilant about wearing masks. I will tell you that the number of emails and phone calls and just messages that we're receiving, that I'm receiving, has to do with, man, I was out in public and I had my mask on, but I saw 10 people who didn't. This is a time for us to double down on social distancing. It's a time for us to be very, very diligent about wearing masks and washing our hands all the time. When we see people without a mask, you know, we politely say, hey, where's the mask? I have masks of all different styles, and I wear one every day when I'm in public, and we would need to make sure that we continue to do so. We can't get this stress this message enough, because if we don't, we will see a surge beyond the capacity of our healthcare systems, and we don't want that.
How do you keep that a civil discourse? Because, you know, we are hearing, you know, some people, there have been protests. Some people have protested the fact that we should be open. And then there are others around the country we've heard where there's been some retaliation when people have been asked to put on a mask if they try to enter a store. How do you keep that civil? How do you get that message out there? What's your message to folks?
Well, I mean, we're in this together. And, you know, there are no easy answers in any of the issues we're facing. And the easiest way for us to get back to normal, as in pre-pandemic days, is to protect each other. And the best way we can do that is by wearing a mask and practicing social distancing. You know, we need to be cognizant of the fact that we are potentially saving someone's health, protecting other people's health by doing so. I am confident that in our community we can be civil and protect public health, and also be able to return to a sense of normalcy.
You know, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the infectious disease expert, has said as we open up, we're going to see spikes. Are you prepared, is the city prepared to handle that if that does happen?
Well, we're prepared because I know the healthcare systems are. We're in constant communication with the Department of Health and our friends at Ascension St. Vincent and Deaconess, and they are prepared. They've been prepared since day one. They've handled this with great collaboration and great professionalism. So yes, I think we're ready. But the way we can protect against a surge or multiple surges is by making sure we are diligent about wearing masks and protecting and practicing social distancing.
I know that Dr. Fauci has also said testing is very key to reopening economies safely. You mentioned that there's been more testing. Do we have enough testing going on in Vanderbilt County and Evansville?
Well, I'm not a medical expert, so I don't know what enough is, but I know there are more than 100 testing sites available around the state of Indiana. Last week, Dr. Steve Becker with the Stone Family Center for Health Sciences and colleagues at Deaconess Hospital concluded, they concluded their local testing. Actually, some of it's going on, spilling over into this week. So, you know, whether there's enough, I don't know. But I think I know that there's well over 100 testing sites around the state, and if you're symptomatic, if you're in a high-risk category, you can get tested. You can go to any number of sites, and we want to make sure people know to reach out to their healthcare provider if you're feeling symptomatic, and they can direct you to get tested.
Absolutely. You know, a big disappointment yesterday for a lot of youngsters in the community when it was announced that the city pools will not be opening this season. I know a lot probably went into that, but are there other activities? What can these kids turn to this summer?
So let me tell you that, I mean, that really boiled down to a lack of lifeguards. You need certified lifeguards to be able to open our pools, and we don't have enough. There is no way right now for a lifeguard to get certified or to get recertified because the YMCA and the Red Cross that do those certifications are not open and are not offering those classes, and those are in-person classes, right? Understandably so. So that's why the pools could not open. It really boiled down to a lack of lifeguards. We're looking at ways to create other activities for kids. Like everyone else, we're exploring all options, and anything's possible.
Anything's possible. All right. I'm sure we'll be talking to you a lot more as this pandemic continues and the city responds. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today, Mayor.